awesome sauce. Okay, so this. Actually, I'm gonna go potty first before I do this because I kind of have to pee. I've been drinking a lot of water. Okay, yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Um, anyways, what the freak? What is this? Boom, boom, boom. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and start this trailer. The only reason why I feel like I'm doing this, perfect, cool. I'm just gonna do this like this. So, I have presentation mode. So, I'm just gonna do this because I feel like I should probably make an actual video about it because I did make a crappy video of ranking these characters back when 1.1 was still around, I guess. And so might as well knock it out right now, I guess. I still gotta put these in order though. So Amy, then Cream, Sally, then Rouge, Shadow, Metal, Silver, Blaze. Blaze is the last character I think. Then it's small, then big. Wait, yeah, this one's big song. Okay, so yeah, I decided to do this just now because, oh my god, bro, my sister needs to pick this up off of the floor. because I've been wanting to redo this video for a while, and now that 1.2 is fully out, why not go ahead and do it again? Just 'cause I need to go ahead and push out another video, and I don't know, I've just been wanting to redo this for a while. So starting off, before I even do this, 1.2 is honestly the best version of the game in my opinion. I feel like there's no other really good version. 1.1 feels really sluggish. I'm not even going to talk about 1.0 because 1.0 is just basically a completely different game, which it technically is, but like, come on now. 1.0 is not where it's at. It's not where the heat's at. But anyways, um, so to go ahead and start it off, there's Tails, and man, I wish this was like flipped order or something, cause like Tails. Oh my God, what happened? Between the oldest version of 1.2, then the medium version of 1.2, then this version of 1.2, Tails has the biggest glow down in complete like Sonic 2D history. It makes me so sad because I actually liked when his arm cannon was instant. That's when he was such a good character, and now he just feels unreliable. His glide, I don't know, it just feels weirdish, I guess now. It's basically the same thing, it's just the animation's kind of different. It looks way nicer though. He looks really way better now instead of in 1.2 where his freaking things look like open cardboard boxes. But I'm gonna probably put Tails at C. I think Tails honestly might be one of the worst characters in the game. I'm just gonna like get that out of the way. I don't like Tails very much. Putting him at D, well, his glide's still really good. It's just that it's only usable for like cheesy stuff, like just getting away to like a really high spot with no ladder from Sonic, and getting to the exit. To the exit is where glide shines the most. Glide is extremely useful for that, and it pisses me off a lot whenever I'm going up against it. But yeah, Tails is overall one of the most nerfed characters in the game in my opinion. His peak was when he had regular instant arm cannon projectile. Now that he has like the little click beforehand, it's just so much worse. He's not a good character anymore in my opinion. I'm just not used to it because I played him a lot more with the actual instant shot. But anyways, next up Knuckles. And with Knuckles, this is a completely different story. Knuckles got one of the like largest cooldown decreases out of like any other character in the game, going from I think like 20, I don't know, it was like a 4 to 8 second cooldown decrease on like both of his abilities, and he is insane now. He can consistently dish out any sort of ability. Like, oh my God, bro. I love playing the character, but I hate going up against him. Knuckles is honestly like he's probably my biggest competition whenever I'm playing a Sonic. Either Knuckles or probably Metal Sonic. Those are two. Nah, and Sally. Sally just because she's an actual like she has a really good kid. But I think Knuckles is a pretty good character now. I think he's honestly one of the best characters, arguably the best character in the game. I feel like it's just I don't know. Knuckles is just he's like one of the most simple characters in the game, and yet he's one of the best. He has two abilities. There's like barely any visual effects on it. It's just simple block, simple stun, regular stun, one of the longest stuns in the game. I'm pretty sure it's tied with Amy Hammer and Hammer Throw. But yeah, extremely simple character. I'm, mm, I don't know. Mm, I'll put him in S. Knuckles is such a good character now. He has like a cooldown of like 20 and 22, I think. I don't know on which abilities respectively, but he has like very, very low 20s, like 20 and 22. I'm pretty sure that I want to say that punch is the 20-second one, block is the 22-second one. They might be the same cooldown, I'm not that sure. But anyways, on to the next character. So, God, next, next guy, this guy, Apollo's little favorite. I was calling Apollo today. Oh, I was calling Apollo today, and uh, we weren't really talking about the characters because Apollo doesn't really play this game that like competitively and about like all the abilities and stuff. But this is definitely a character. Eggman's a character now. Um, I like his jetpack a lot more, honestly. The charge systems feels way nicer. It looks way nicer. His model got better. I should probably I'll talk about this later, maybe. But Eggman's jetpack looks way nicer. It's really gimmicky. This is not where I'm putting Eggman, by the way. Um, it's really gimmicky now, but it's like in a good way. Um, but enough about jetpack. The bigger pretty big issue with Eggman is his switch from Shock, which was probably one of the best stuns in the game. Well, like, in terms of just hitting the stun, Shock was easily the best stun in the game. But, like, in terms of actual stun, if we're not talking about 1.1 and only just 1.2, Shock has never really been that good. And I don't know, like, by a lot of people's opinions think that Eggman Shock got worse by the introduction of Turret, but honestly, I've been playing Eggman a little bit more, and I just think Eggman's fun. I think he's just a whole little bucket of fun. I think Eggman's not necessarily better, but he's not necessarily worse. It's just like in terms of shock to turret transfer, I feel like he's way more gimmicky, but it's honestly just depending on how you feel and like how you play the character. It's honestly completely decision wise based on your playstyle because shock was a lot more of a like it could be used kind of no matter what you wanted to do. It could be aggro, which probably wasn't the better thing. It could be defensive, which is most likely the better thing. Because it was mostly defensive when it had iframes, not really like aggro. Aggro is I don't know. But yeah, you could play Eggman pretty much however you wanted to. He had iframes on Shock in 1.1. That's when he was probably the best character in the game and well, best survivor in the game. And they changed that to turret, which is like a little thing. It's kind of like a slowdown aura. It's kind of like Silver's speed boost, except instead of speeding you up, it's like you can place a number of them down, which is like five, and they're in a certain radius. And the more that like they shoot to slow them down, the longer that they're slowing them down for, the more that they like decrease in health, and then you have to like fix them and stuff. I honestly like it better personally. I just don't want to pick sides necessarily, but in my personal opinion, I like it a lot better just because my playstyle. I like playing the playstyle with Eggman where you just camp and sit in the back, and then once you're getting pressed, you can just like fly away with your dumb little jetpack. But yeah, if like I'm gonna give Eggman a ranking, honestly, mm, yeah. Well, let's bring Eggman up to B. Honestly, I don't think Eggman's even that bad. I think it's just the fact that like he has no self-defense anymore, which is kind of the point of him. He's basically like another version of Cream, but like not as team-based, I guess. Eggman can survive on his own for like a very tiny bit, which is mostly just his jetpack, but once he's out of that, because of his ginormous fatso hitbox, he's basically dead. Though I do really like playing as Eggman and then just juking. It's really funny. Anyways, next to Amy. Oh my God, what happened? Okay, so basically in the change from okay, so I'm gonna start calling it like this. I'm gonna call it Era 1, Era 1 1.2. So just first 1.2, second 1.2, and third 1.2. Where first era is just the earliest version. Everyone still had their original ability. Shadow had tackle. That's basically what I'm going off. Shadow had tackle. Second one was where Shadow got homing attack, but it was like the aimed one. And then third one was where Shadow got his like manual homing attack. That's the little generations that I'm going off of. In the first one, Amy was probably one of my favorite characters in the game. Second one, she just got even better. Like, I don't remember exactly what happened. I think Hammer Bounce just got buffed, which I thought him. Never mind. We won't get into that. We'll get into that in a few seconds. But Amy used to be one of my favorite characters in the game. After Hammer Bounce got buffed, and then Hammer Throw got less gravity, like so that you weren't throwing an actual anvil. Amy was honestly one of my favorite characters in the game. It was It was Amy and Shadow that were my favorite characters. And then in Era 3, once Era 3 rolled around, what happened? Oh my god, bro. So basically, what happened to Amy was that we got the unfortunate news of how Hammer Bounce was going to get removed because apparently I think what Outlick said was that it was really cheesy and annoying, but like what that was her only bit of Amy. I'm pretty sure Amy used to be classified as a mobility character, but that has been stripped away from her and now she's offensive and defensive because she got her vertical mobility ability removed, which was hammer bounce, which was like if you use it midair while falling, it would like launch you back up once you hit the ground. And it would be the height that you're launched upwards by is depending on how much you fell by. And they switched that out for hammer spin, which is just like not the greatest upgrade. Hammer spin is basically like block Knuckles block, except like it lasts for like 3 seconds. You don't have that much control over it because it's kind of slow and it moves in like three little like sections, I guess. And it does not go far. It has the longest cooldown. No, yeah, it has the longest cooldown out of any of other Amy's abilities for whatever reason. I think it's 28, which is absurd. Um, and that's pretty much it. Amy got her hammer swing animations changed, which changed her force swing, which also messed her up a little bit more. Hammer bounce is like the only thing that of Amy that wasn't scathed like at all. That was completely unscathed. And it was pretty lucky for that because honestly, I don't like Amy anymore. Amy, whenever she used to have hammer bounce, was my favorite Amy era, if you will. I honestly don't like Amy anymore just because she feels extremely like clunky now. She feels like a really slowish character, even when like hammer attack is like meant to be a little bit faster than Knuckles punch. But she just feels so clanky and clunky now. It doesn't feel good to play her anymore. She used to be so extremely smooth, and now she feels like I'm dragging my face into sediment while trying to just play the weird pink hedgehog. Like it just doesn't hit the same anymore, especially when she gets nerfed into the floor like that. So if I'm gonna give Amy a rating, I didn't mean to translate that. I'm gonna have to give her mm, probably. Ah, this is tough. I'll give her a no. You can. I'll give her a high B. I honestly just don't like Amy anymore. She's just, in my opinion, a way worse Knuckles. The only reason for me to play her now is Hammer Throw because Hammer Throw is really fun. That's kind of it. And I don't feel like playing a one character for a single ability is that great of a way to play a character, in my opinion. But yeah. Anyways, on to Cream, which was one of the more changed characters in the game. Um, so in changing from Era 2 to Era 3 of 1.2, Cream got her little speed boost, I think was buffed. It lasts for like 10 seconds now. She has her little dash, the little Cream heal thing was changed. And the main thing that was changed about her was her actual heal ability itself, her heal ability itself. And what it was instead of Cream now healing of Cream before healing like a permanent 25 HP until like they would get hit or whatever. Now it's called overheal and it adds onto the person that she's healing's health onto by like I think 150 and I think the cooldown might be a little bit shorter. And once she heals, like the health slowly fades, but it's kind of like Sally's shield except without the iframes. And I don't know if it actually still gives you the highlight, but it might still give you the highlight. I think it does actually. But it's like that. And if you speed boost during it, I think it actually speeds up the heal boost. And then it just like kind of removes the rest of your speed boost after you do your little dash thingy by activating it. But yeah, Cream was only really changed and in my opinion, her little overheal thing, honestly, it probably got better. It just feels a little bit weird now, just because she has like there's no permanent heal solution in the game now, which makes it a little bit sad. I'd prefer it if it like instead of overhealing 150, it maybe like overhealed like 100 to like 120, 130, and then it held like a permanent like 15. I honestly would have preferred that. That was pretty cool. That would have been pretty cool if it was a feature. Just like it still would have permanently healed a little bit, but just not like that much. Then you'd have to heal someone multiple times. But yeah, um, Cream was like really changed, but she honestly wasn't changed that much. It was just heal that was like a little bit tinkered with, and she still has her same flaw, but it's not as bad now because the little dash thing they got added, but they got added in like Era 2 of 1.2. So if I'm gonna have to give Cream a rating, it's probably gonna be like mm, a higher C. I don't really like playing Cream because it feels like whenever I play as her, like as soon as I'm done using heal, I'm just useless. Like there's nothing I can do to the team. Or overheal, whatever. But yeah, I just don't really like her gameplay style that much, I guess. I don't really know. And up next is Sally. Yeah, and God, God, that yawn actually saved me. And up next is Sal. I'm done with this. I'm done with this. Jesus Christ. And up next is Sally Acorn, this little chipmunk girl. So yeah. Literally Sally was like not changed at all. Apparently, I think the cooldown of EMP was actually increased. Like what? Um, I don't really have that much to say about Sally, honestly. She was like the least changed character in the entire game. Talking about survivors, actually, yeah, she was one of the least changed characters. She got like nothing changed about her. Pretty just solid character, just pretty slow cooldowns. That's kind of it. Um, yeah, there's not really that much to say about her. Solid shield, EMP could probably have faster. I would say EMP should have a little bit faster output, like activation. But other than that, pretty solid character, not that bad. Honestly, Sally is like the biggest A tier character in my opinion. Like she's just pretty solid, nothing crazy about her. Pretty simple character like Knuckles, but still really good. Honestly, Sally is a really good character. I wouldn't say really good, but she's just like always gonna be reliable if you know that one of your teammates are playing as her and they know what they're doing. It doesn't take that much skill to play Sally because she has one of the easiest stuns to hit in the game in terms of just like aiming area because she has completely like omni range and like characters like Amy and Knuckles have to be facing and stuff. Tails, I don't even want to talk about that. But yeah. Anyways, on to Rouge. Rouge. Oh, Rouge was changed just because of the fact that I think she can place 10 sensors now instead of like I think 8, something like that is what it used to be. And now she can use slide while midair, like she can jump during it and it won't cancel it. Um, what else? Well, there wasn't really that much else changed about her. But the main thing that was changed about her was her ability. Evasion was changed into a literal landmine, which was like a little C4. I think it's called Heart Bomb. I'm pretty sure it's called Heart Bomb. But yeah, um, it's just like a sensor that you place on the ground, and it's like it's a bit slower. It's probably like 3 times the amount of time placing a regular sensor, and it still has to arm. So I think it takes 5 seconds to arm, but that's as soon as you place it. So it's like actually like 3 to 2 seconds. Then once you activate it, it has like a little bit of like beep beep, and then it actually explodes. Like it has a little bit like of a timer thingy before it explodes too. Um, I honestly have been playing Rouge a little bit more, and I actually don't even think she's that bad. It's just that like she's completely underwhelming when it comes to just like playing a Sonic that has a brain because like if you just kind of jump a lot, then while playing a Sonic, then Rouge is basically cooked against you because like all of her aggro ability, both of her aggro abilities are like just floor. Same for sensors, I guess, but like sensors will get you even if you jump over it. But yeah, I think Rouge is honestly pretty slept on. Just that like nobody plays her. I don't know. It's unfortunate. I think she does have a lot of potential. I'm gonna try and play this character more. If there's one character out of like any other character in the game that I'm gonna really try and play more, it's Rouge easily. I feel like nobody really plays her like at all, and I feel bad about it. Okay, so if I'm gonna give Rouge a ranking, it's probably gonna be pretty high B. Um, yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Not as good as Sally. Definitely better. I feel like everybody's better than Cream and Tails. But yeah. Um. Anyways, on to on to my son actually. Shadow the Hedgehog. I mean, well, this is kind of a little bit biased. It's slightly biased, but like I think Shadow's. I'm just gonna go ahead and put you right there. Um, Shadow's a really good character in my opinion. People like Dell have complained to me and they've been like, oh, Shadow should have kept his little aiming thingy. Oh, it's not homing attack anymore. Oh, blah blah blah. Oh, this it should have been instant. Honestly, I think Shadow's just a better character now. Even though he doesn't have his little aiming thing anymore, I feel like he's better off without it because now, even if he does miss, like, it's not just gonna be like as like when you activate it, it's not gonna force you to have to at least hit someone to activate it because it can be used as mobility now, which I think is huge. Like once you use both of Shadow's abilities, you're across the map. If you just use them in a straight line, you are actually across the map. Shadow's the character with the largest amount of mobility now in the game, and basically you can't get screwed over by your team anymore if you're like left alone and you just have like honestly either of your abilities. Homing attack goes extremely far if you just aim it over a ledge and then you just go flying off of it. It has way more range now, I can say that, and it's not as awkward. And so I'm pretty sure, sadly, the hitbox deactivates as soon as you hit a wall, but like it's honestly not even that noticeable because when are you just gonna slam your face into a wall of Shadow? It just takes a lot of, I wouldn't say brain power, but it just takes a lot of like mental patience to play Shadow. That's all that I'm honestly gonna say about him. He's pretty good still. Not no, he's not pretty good. That's an understatement. He's really good now. I honestly like him better. I will say though, I do miss Tackle. I do miss Tackle a lot. If Shadow honestly. Okay, anyways, as I was saying before, I think my headset rudely died. I think Shadow just takes a lot of like, I don't know, I don't want to say mental power, but he takes a lot of actual genuine like planning to play as. You can't do any of that cheesy stuff that you can do with any other character. We're just spamming an ability and then hoping that it works, considering on your timing. But I think Shadow, like you actually need to aim his ability. He's really unique compared to all the other characters in the game. I will say that. If you just don't want to hit your stuns, then you have like one of the most open characters to mobility in the entire game. His boost goes extremely far. Unfortunately, his little slam thing in his boost was nerfed, so that no, it's only the people that are on the ground. But honestly, it's not that big of a deal. Boost stomp is meant to actually just save people, so it's not like Sonic's gonna be looking out for you either way. Like, oh, guys, remember to check the skies for the shadow. He probably has boost right now. No, nobody's ever gonna be really doing that. For whatever reason, you can now block homing attack, which is like one of the most useless things in the game to do. It's just something kind of cool to do, I guess. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it for Shadow. Um, he was nerfed and buffed at the same time. It's kind of like the Eggman situation, just depending on however you play. It was either nerfed heavily or buffed heavily, or just nerfed slash buffed lightly. But honestly, in my opinion, I still think he's one of the strongest characters in the game, especially in terms of saving people, because that's what his kit is made for. But anyways, on to Metal Sonic. Metal Sonic, he can explode now. um, So Metal Sonic wasn't really changed that much, I guess. Like he was, but the concept of his actual abilities didn't change necessarily that much. You can't jump during push anymore, which was already supposed to be a feature, but Outleak just forgot to add it, I believe. And the grapple thing with it being able to drag more. It drags faster, but I think it lasts a little bit less. I feel like that's a pretty good buff. I liked it a lot more now because like whenever you grappled him back in Era 2 1.2, um it would pull him like at the speed of like him walking. It was not the fastest ability ever, and it didn't really feel like it felt like it was a really like high risk, low reward because you wouldn't even move him that much. But now you actually move him like a unit. The fact that it can be blocked now, oh my god, that's one of my favorite abilities and favorite additions into the game. It's so cool now. You can just drag. I'm not gonna say what happens in it, just in case nobody has ever seen it. But just try if you have like just make like a VIP server and then just like get your phone and your laptop or something, and then just like get Sonic to shoot Big Sonic. I mean, get Metal Sonic to shoot Big Sonic while he's blocking, and something cool happens. It's probably one of my favorite additions in the game. I don't know. I just think it's cool. Um, but yeah, you can't see the push bar anymore, which is sad, I guess. But I never really minded it. But yeah, um. Oh, I forgot to mention this was literally the first thing I said when I first talked about this character. But Metal Sonic can now like detonate. It's not necessarily even that good. It's just kind of like for giggles, I guess. I guess you can use it when you're assumed to die, but then Sonic can literally just like run away. It's not that useful. It's just like something that you can do. It's mostly useful to do when you're actually pushing Sonic and you push him as soon as you grab Sonic. I mean, you activate as soon as you grab Sonic, but even then, I feel like it's a little bit too late still. If you're playing as Big Sonic, literally just charge in the opposite direction, and if you're playing as Small, just turn into the spin dash ball and then just spam it and then run away. It's not that hard to avoid at all. It just takes like one of Sonic's abilities. It's kind of all that it does. But yeah, I think Metal Sonic, he's pretty decent. Like I love his concept. The fact that he has 58 extra HP is an extremely good little addition. If it was at 100, this character would be dying every single round. But yeah, anyways, I'll be adding Metal Sonic today. Metal Sonic's a really solid character. I wouldn't say that he's as solid as Sally because he's basically meant to die. He's pretty much the sacrifice character, but yeah. I think he's fine. He's fine at A. But yeah, on to Silver. Silver, yeah, okay, hold on. First of all, Silver is honestly probably my favorite character in the game now. I haven't been playing him as much, but that's just because I feel like I needed to take a little bit of a break on Silver because I was overdosing on that character like crazy. Silver is usually like my favorite character now. Like, I don't know how to say it. Silver and Shadow are my best characters, but like skill wise, Silver's probably my best, but like favorite, Shadow's probably my best. There's a difference between favorite and best. But yeah, Silver is my favorite. I love Orb. Orb is like my favorite ability in the game. It's extremely fast. It's basically like It's like punch and arm cannon combined, I guess. Not necessarily punch, but it's like if hammer spin was combined with arm cannon, and arm cannon wasn't as trash. No hate, but yeah. I like Orb a lot more. It has a little splash damage, which makes it feel extremely rewarding to just hit. Um, his speed boost is extremely good for whenever you're in crowds, because I'm pretty sure it speeds you up more and more the more people that are in like your little group thingy. And God, my nose is clogged. But yeah, Silver is easily one of my favorite characters in the game, as I was saying. Barrier is extremely fun. They should add a sound effect so whenever Sonic charges into a barrier, because that would be awesome sauce. But yeah, Speed Boost, Barrier, and Orb, easily one of my favorites. I love using Orb because you can hit it extremely easily. Well, at least I can, I guess. Not to flex or anything, but you can just like trick shot like a spring, and I don't know, it just feels really cool. I just like Silver a lot, in my opinion. But yeah. Anyways, Silver's top of the tier list so far. But yeah. Anyways, Blaze, and she is a completely different story. I've been trying to play Blaze a little bit more. I've seen people play her. Like I just nah. As soon as you run out of Fire Tornado, or as soon as you use it and it's over, like you're over. You're never gonna get time ever again if Sonic just chases you after you use Fire Tornado, which is what happens 90% of the time. You are not gonna ever have time enough to make your Heat Wave start. The little charge up lasts too long, and you're just gonna get either grabbed or smacked. And even if you're fighting against a small Sonic, then you're just gonna get hit like more than like 20 times by him. I just feel like that's just kind of unfortunate though, because Blazeless is like a really cool character and has a really cool idea on paper, but like the execution is just the execution is fine. It's just the fact that like she still has to charge up her Heat Wave, is what makes it bad. Her Heat Wave is basically 1.1. Her Heat Wave is basically 1.1 tackle, which is kind of cool, I guess, but like doesn't go as far. It doesn't have as much control because it's faster than tackle. Tackle is a little bit slow. And yeah, that's pretty much it for Blaze. But unfortunately, one of the newest characters in the game, I'm honestly gonna put her down at like right here. I just don't like Blaze that much because I feel like after Fire Tornado, you're pretty much cooked if Sonic just chases you and you don't have any teammates near you, which is what happens to me 99% of the time. But yeah, anyways, onto the Sonics. This is actually my tier list for survivors, basically. Tails is the worst, Silver is the best. Medium is Rouge. Rouge is in the very middle. But yeah.